Today we are discussing about the impact of COVID or the pandemic conditions on the micro SME section of industries. Actually, there are two types of impacts that have happened on these two industries. Basically, it is first one is regarding the physical impact, and second thing is the monetary impact. Now let us try to understand what we mean by the physical impact. You see, for every micro SME or for that matter for any other industry, there is a production cycle. Now, due to the pandemic, the industry suffers on both sides. They are not able to get their raw material, and they are also not able to sell their produce. And in between, the manufacturing process also gets halted because people are not available to do the work. So from that point of view, it is a physical impact on both the sides. As far as the monetary impact is concerned, it is quite huge because the entire working cycle gets stopped. So at one hand, because they have sold some of the goods, they are not able to receive the money, and on the other hand, they are not able to procure the raw material, nor they are in a position to pay the salaries and wages to their own workers. So there is a collective impact onto the micro SME sector on this particular issue. So in the process, what happens is that the owner, basically most of the micro SME, these things are owned by a particular family or particular person. So if he is having a good holding power, then he may be in a position to have put his own money into the sector and try to balance the position of the cash flow or the working capital. But majority of the MSME totally depends on the banking systems for its cash flow requirement and the management. In the process, due to the pandemic conditions, they were not able to manage their current ratio, which normally is required to be maintained between 1.33 to 1.55 depending on the bank. So in this scenario, what happens is that since the working capital flow is also restricted, these people really came into the cash crunch, and therefore the industry totally suffered because of this pandemic condition. Now, what are the remedies available for it? One of the remedies is basically what the government has already done, is that they have directed all the banks and the institutions to give them the additional working capital flow without asking for any collateral. For example, suppose if your working capital limit today is 20 lakhs, you can easily go and get additional 5 lakh rupees by not adding any collateral. So that is one of the helping hand which is extended by the government. At the same time, it cannot be expected that government to dole out subsidies or the free money, because if you try to do that, then the whole system will totally collapse. Therefore, from the government's point of view, helping hand or extending the financial help in the form of a soft loan or without putting the restrictive conditions is a welcome move. On the second side, we expect that the people to have their own money and try to pump in some additional money and hold on till such time the pandemic condition gets resolved, not totally, but say to the extent of 40% or 50%. Now we are in the month of say December end, and from the beginning of the January 1st, we really feel that the scenario has changed already to the extent of 40-50%. So maybe the raw material procurement has also begun, and they are also in a position to sell their produce in the market. Maybe initially they will have some problem regarding setting up the working capital cycle, but I expect that by end of the February or March they will also be in a position to get onto the absolute track. So that's what I feel is required and has been done at this stage. If you need any further clarifications, you are most welcome. Thank you.